This video goes over how to configure the hold queue in the call flows section of the offer setup. So I'm going to go into setup here and edit the offer we've been doing a video for. Now, how does something get in a hold queue? Typically it's from the call exception handling when buyers are open but they're concurrently capped. We can't send a call to them now, but once one of their agent hangs up, we can. So we'd place them in the hold queue in that situation. So I'm going to show you how to configure that hold queue. It's not very hard. So when placed in hold queue, typically, let me go ahead and pull this up. Typically, you can say something to them, then place them in the hold queue. So this is only said before it goes in the hold queue. Then the hold queue could have just elevator music like our default configuration. However, if you're going to make the hold queue music be customer retention music, like, hey, we're the best company in the world, stay on the line, a little bit more music, hey, we're still great, hang in there, baby, we'll be with you, agents are ready to help you, whatever. The customer retention music, you probably wouldn't play something before adding them in the queue. You would just let the queue music take care of that. So that's just something to know there. So when I am going to handle the queue here, I'm going to configure the queue, give it a description. I can have different queues on filters, just like everything else on our system. Everything's configured by you using filters so that you can have the queue be handled differently for each traffic source or for some call type or things like that. I could also, in here, you might have that, well, actually you'd probably just have when the CC's capped for certain traffic sources, just hang up, but I could have that people can't enter the hold queue for certain traffic sources. Anyway, we go ahead and configure the hold queues, the maximum people that can be in the hold queue, or you can say the maximum size based on the current total CC, concurrency cap of all your buyers combined that are open, so that if you had 100 CC and you put a 10% here, the max number of people in the hold queue could be 10. Most people just leave this kind of really high and let people just hang up on the hold queue if they have to, because that's how most people configure it. Now we put in here what are the maximum hold seconds before we hang up on the customer. I'm sorry, maximum hold seconds before we, on average, this is the maximum hold time in seconds before we hang up on them that they've been in the hold queue, and this is the average time people have been in the hold queue that we say, okay, stop adding people to the hold queue. So if we were saying the max hold time is 600 seconds, and right here we said at 300 or 5 minutes, if we're averaging more than 5 minutes, stop adding people to the hold queue. Treat it like it's full. Okay, and then we have our elevator music that plays by default, but you can override it here when you say choose a file and you put in your own music. Typically that's going to be if you're overriding our elevator music. Maybe it's music you like a lot better or more offer relative, but normally you'd be replacing it with customer retention music there. Okay, and then if it does come up that the hold queue is full, then what do we do? So as we go to add someone, we can't, so what do we tell them? A really good thing you might do in there is talk to them, but if you had a schedule set up, our lead to call automation or callback schedule or whatever, you could talk to them and say, hey, we do want to handle you, but we're, our hold, can't tell them our hold queue is full, but basically we're all busy right now. You can either hang up and call back, which you would tell them to hang up at the end of the call, or you can say, I want to add it to a schedule. So you would talk to them and say, now if you want to do a key press to be added to the schedule, like, hey, would you like us to call back when agents are actually available, press 1 to confirm, then they would have to press 1, and then we don't have any schedules yet. No, we do. I could say add them into, I'd probably have like a, this is auto insurance I was talking about, auto insurance callback schedule. And all that thing does is calls the person back when someone becomes available as far as concurrency cap goes. Okay, so that's what the hold queue configuration is. It's pretty simple, but it does come into play when any of the exception handling actions actually forward someone to the hold queue.